Hello there, this is Mrs. Drosky, and I'm here to show you how to put the finishing touches on your research notes so that you can turn those in. And this is for anybody who is falling behind, or maybe you were absent the day that I went over this in class. So the first thing I want to show you is that on Schoology in the research paper folder under student materials, you can actually find a PowerPoint. It's called How to Export/Format Notes. And this is a step-by-step explanation of everything I'm about to show you. So if you prefer kind of a written out version of instructions like this, feel free to go here and look at them this way. But I'm going to be walking you through all of this right now. So you're going to start by opening up keep.google.com, which is where all of your notes have been saved. The first thing I want to point out, just so you know, is that Google Keep can be a little bit finicky sometimes. So sometimes when you're reading an article, every time you save a note, it's going to save in a separate box on Google Keep. That's what happened for this article. But sometimes while you're reading an article, every time you save a note, it's going to be saved like in the same box. So when I click on this box to expand it, I have to uncheck these really quickly. When I click on this box to expand it, I can see that all 3 notes that I saved from this source all saved in one box. So that's going to come into play in a minute, but for now I just wanted to let you know because when you look at all of your notes on Google Keep, it might look like less than what you thought you saved, but that's probably just because some of your boxes contain multiple notes. Okay, so to export your notes into Google Docs, here's what you need to do. You need to hover over each box and click on this check mark, okay? And as you do that, the box is going to become kind of highlighted on the outside. So go through and select each box. By the way, there are many small steps to this process, so as you're watching this video, you might want to pause between each step and do it yourself, and then continue the video so you don't forget steps along the way. So once you have selected each box, go up to the top right corner where it says More, click that, and then select Copy to Google Docs. Okay, then on the bottom corner over here, it's going to say Open Google Docs. So click on that, and a new document is going to open up. And it's going to look something like this. So it's going to have all of your notes. It's going to have the link to that article, and then it's going to have all of the corresponding notes underneath, and there will be like one space between each individual note. Now, one thing I want to show you is for the notes that saved individually, so all 3 of these notes are from the same article, and I can tell because they all 3 have the same link. You don't need that link 3 times. So you can go ahead, like I'm about to do, and delete those extra links. That way your notes are going to look like this. So you just have the one link and then any of the corresponding notes underneath that. Okay? So we have to do some formatting in this document before you can actually send this to me, and submit it. So the first thing you need to do is add quotation marks because all of these passages were copied word for word from the source. So we have to give proper credit, and one step to do that is to put quotation marks around it. So I'm going to go through and put quotation marks at the beginning and end of each individual note. This is going to take me just a minute. It will probably take you longer since you have at least 20 notes and probably more. Okay. Once each note has quotation marks around it, the next step is to add the MLA citations, okay? And this is a step that we do Now, it's kind of early to do this step, but then it's taken care of for the rest of our research writing process, because this is something that will need to be there, especially when you submit your final paper. So we're going to add the full MLA citation for each individual source, and then we will also add in-text citations, which is where you add a citation after each individual note. Okay, so starting with the full MLA citation. So the first thing I want to show you actually is if any of your articles came from the Gale database. Oh, and it looks like my screen timed out, so let me get back in there. I'm just going to open any random article so that I can show this to you. Okay, so your articles from the Gale database are going to look something like this. And so Gale actually provides the full MLA citation for you. You just have to scroll to the bottom of the article and it's going to say source citation, and this is it right here. So for your Gale articles, this is even easier. Just highlight this, copy it, and then I want you to paste this underneath the link. So obviously this is not the correct citation for this article, but I just wanted to show you that. If your article is not from Gale, then you have to create the citation in another way. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Actually, right on Google Docs, you're going to click Tools, then select Citations. And it should already say MLA 8th edition. That is correct. So just click Add Citation Source. And all of our sources, we did not find in a book. We found them online. So you'll want to click Website for the source type. Then it's going to say Search with a URL. So you're going to have to highlight the link to that source and copy that and paste it into here, and then click Search. It's going to give you the search results. It should, be the correct article, and so you would click Continue. From here, you just have to kind of scroll through and make sure that it caught most of the information. Looks like most of these boxes are filled in. So for example, if the author's name was blank, you'd probably want to open up this article and make sure there was no author. If there was an author, you can type it into here, or if there was no author, you can leave this blank. But you want to make sure all of the information that is available to you is filled in here. And once you're pretty confident that it's all filled in, you'll click Add Citation Source, okay? And so here it is. This is the full MLA citation. So I'm going to highlight this just like I did for that Gale article, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste that one right here because this is the correct citation for this article, okay? So you're going to go through this and do this for each of your articles, okay? So I'm going to do that on screen so you can see a couple more examples, and you can go ahead and do that as well. Copying the link, you'll click Add Citation Source and just do that process all over again. It's all filled in. Okay. Highlight that, copy it, and paste it under the link. And then I have one more. You should have 10 of these, by the way, because you gathered 10 articles for your source evaluation assignment. Okay, and no author came up. So I'm going to click on this link and make sure that there was not an author. And no, there was not. So it's okay. I will keep that blank. And I will just click Add Citation Source. And here that is. Okay, so now I have the full MLA citation for each of my articles. From here, there is one more step, and that is to add the in-text citations after each note, okay? So the in-text citation is just going to be the first word of the corresponding full citation. So in this full citation, the first word is Larkin, which is the author's last name. So after this quote, I'm going to put in parentheses Larkin. Another note is that this end period, you want to move that after the citation. That kind of symbolizes that the citation is like part of the quote because it is so important to include the citation. Okay, so for my next MLA citation, the first word is Potter. So for all three of these quotes, I'm going to put Potter in parentheses, deleting that period inside the quote and putting it after the citation instead. Okay. And then finally, this one's a little bit different. So the first word of this citation is the, and it's okay. This article does not have an author, so that's why it started with the title instead. And typically you would just use the first word of the title then. But because the first word of this title is the, that's not really a specific enough word to really differentiate this article. So for this in-text citation, I'm actually going to do the first two words. So after the quote, I'm going to put in parentheses the importance and a period after. Okay, so at this point, once you've added all of the in-text citations, then your notes document is complete. So to submit this, you'll just email it to me. So you want to hit share in the top right corner and then type in my name, which of course is already here, but for you, you'll have to type it in. So DROSKI and select my name, Allison Drosky, and then hit send.